Do you have dreams of getting a sick pump and getting jacked and juicy like Jacked and Juicy Joe Angelo Garcia and the King Outlaw Jason Bruce? Then what you need to do is you need to come on down to Advanced Fitness Center, AFC 2221, FM 2280, King, Texas. Come in and get a sick pump. Ask questions. Call 817-506-0003, 817-506-0003. King, Texas, come in and get jacked and juicy like Jacked and Juicy, baby.
What is up, WTP fam? It's your boy back with another one, and today we got a very special guest. We have none other than NTW wrestler L E Cobra with us today. Welcome to the channel, man. How you doing?
Thanks for having me, man. I'm good. Glad to be here.
That's what's up, man. So, for those of you who don't know this young guy right here, he's actually a one-time NTW Cruiserweight champion, former one-time Hardcore champion, and former XMW Unalive champion. Can't say the actual word. And he's also former head of security for OROW Gang. A lot of you guys know who that is. We've been talking about them for weeks now on this podcast. They seem to be the center of everything going on within NTW. And this man right here, alongside, Tex Mags and others, have fallen, to the wrath of OROW Gang, to, what's going on within NTW. And today we are going to get an inside view of how OROW Gang came to be and what's going on and what the plans are with him to try to take them out. But I'm going to give him a moment to introduce himself to the WTP platform. So take it away, sir.
WTP. My name is L E Cobra. I am known as the embodiment of tactical wrestling, and whether or not the boss likes it, I am the law of North Texas wrestling.
Man, well said. So you've been wrestling for how long?
On and off for about 13 years.
13 years. Oh, wow. And how long you been with NTW?
Since the first show.
So they're going on 4 years? Is that correct? Or 3
No,
years?
I think they're on 3.
3 years. Okay. And you've been wrestling all around Texas and other states for 13 years, you said? What?
I think I've mostly been in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I do most of my work in Texas.
All right, so there you have it, guys. You can find him in Texas somewhere if you're looking to hire him for security. But today, I just want to get into this, man, and ask you all about what's been going on with OROW Gang. Because when I first met you, you were head of security. You were actually the hardcore champion at the time. When I saw you, you went up against Rage in the final hardcore championship match, which, if I remember correctly, you successfully defended.
So I was challenging for that championship.
Oh, okay.
And yes, I did beat Rage. I've had this conversation with them many times, but I don't care how the job gets done in a hardcore match. There are no rules in a hardcore match. Whatever you have to do to put somebody's shoulders to the mat, 1, 2, 3, if they screw up and you take advantage of it, I was told by him that I was cheating in a hardcore match. That sounds like a really cowardly way of saying I couldn't get the job done.
Huh. I met Rage one time. Seems like a stand-up guy, but that is a little questionable to cheat in a hardcore match.
I have the truth of the matter is I actually have a lot of respect for Rage. So I know he's probably going to watch and he's going to be like, oh, he thinks I'm a coward. I don't actually think he's a coward. It just confused me when he said something like, I cheated in a hardcore match. Rage is, to me, not known as the guy that makes excuses. He shows up and he'll fight you. So I expected something completely different. Instead, he said, I cheated in a hardcore match. I don't know how you do that, but apparently I did that. Okay.
Man, hopefully one day we can run that back though, because that was a really good match when I saw you guys throwing down in that ring.
I'm
And
not opposed.
oh yeah, I mean, because I know when I was streaming that match to my platform on TikTok, a lot of people were into that. They liked the match. They were asking about you two guys quite a bit after. I posted y'all's clip, and it was like one of the bigger clips I got for NTW for the first time. So y'all did pretty well in that match. I'm just assuming people just like hardcore matches. I think that's really what it is, and they just liked how y'all guys went out there and kicked each other's ass for a while.
They bring the heat. That much is for sure.
Oh yeah, y'all did. Y'all brought the heat, and y'all really did a great job. But obviously, we're here to talk about other things. Now, the next time I saw you was at Operation Oro, which was about what? I want to say September, around there, October,
I think so.
around September, October, around there. Um, you actually defended your cruiserweight championship against Chance Fortune after he had just competed in a match, and
That's correct.
you you came out after that matchup, and pretty much Chance challenged you, said, "Let's do this right here, right now." You being an upstanding champion, were like, "Man, you can't take me on right now. What's wrong with you?" And I guess you were a little baited into it, kind of pushed in to defend it, so you did. And at the time, who you thought was your friend, your buddy, Deshon, decided to let you do it on your own. Kind of just walked away with APR and everybody, said, "You got this. We believe in you." And unfortunately, you came up short in the matchup. Now, what was the thought process there of everything that went down in that moment?
Uh, it's still hard for me to look back on because that my approach to how I did that had its own flaws. I'm not somebody that looks to push off my mistakes onto everybody else. So I can admit that one of the things I shouldn't have done, one, was have a match impromptu. You always prepare for what it is that you're going into if you have the opportunity to. Two, my mistake was allowing myself to have any kind of confidence in anyone but myself. You can't bank on other people to get you out of your situations. Three, I learned a hard lesson. Friendship don't mean jack in professional wrestling. And I ultimately took my eye off the ball, and that's what cost me. I allowed myself to think that I had a group in the OROW gang that was going to be backing me up for that match, that was going to be out there at ringside helping me out just like I would have done for them. But they weren't. But I don't think that was their call. It looks like that was the boss's call. And I picked up on that.
Yeah, because like I said, when I first saw you, it seemed like you and Deshon were tight, and then Operation Oro came around, and he kind of just left you high and dry to kind of just fend for yourself in a way. And what happened because after that, he came back out after the match. I can't remember if he said anything to you, but I remember you grabbing him, ready to mess him up for doing what he did to you. And then out of sync, or whatever you want to call them guys, Mikey B, Big J, and Red Chambers, I believe, came out and attacked you. Members of OROW Gang, obviously. who you also thought were your buddies because, y'all were pretty tight the day of the show when I was there. Y'all were all, OROW Gang over here chilling, doing their thing, and everyone else doing their thing. How did you feel about them doing that to you?
Not as bad as most people may think. I was still angry with them, don't get me wrong, because one thing you don't do is you don't put your hands on somebody else unless you're cruising for a bruising. Um, and I definitely think they were cruising for a bruising that day, but they had the numbers game on me. That was not something that I was going to be able to win. That's one problem that most people are going to run into when it comes to facing off with the OROW Gang collectively as a unit. The numbers don't lie, and they've got the numbers. But they're different than most groups that I've seen in that they're not just a group of guys that were thrown together and their only strength comes from their numbers. No, they're good. They're good at what they do, and they know it, and it makes them that much more dangerous.
Oh, yeah, that is definitely facts right there because at the same show I first saw you at, we obviously saw this towards the end in the main event. It was King Razor Ray versus Kane Carter, NTW World Championship, where after the match, OROW Gang let their presence be known. And they pretty much went out there along with you and pretty much decimated anyone that came near that ring, including Razor Ray. Like, they left him there just beaten down. I believe Tex-Mex was there. Step Bros were there. And none of them could even do anything about it. It was one of those moments where you're going to like this and that's it. And if you're in the way, you're going to get taken out with everybody else.
It was a big mishmash of different things that happened because when Kang Razor Ray defended his championship against Kane Carter, and Kane was challenging for that championship, that was where Deshon finally got to kind of show his true colors. You saw a little bit of who he really was and how interested he was in being involved in what was going on. Obviously showing everybody that he had a plan, and people were foolish to not think that he had something brewing, that he had some place that he wanted to be or some place he wanted to go. So he did what he had to do. And after Operation OROW, they wanted to do the exact same thing that they did at the end of that championship match. They wanted to assert their dominance. But this time, yes, the Step Bros, Tex-Mex, others were out there to kind of put a stop to that. I wasn't even out there for that in the main event of Operation OROW. I was rather busy licking my wounds, honestly, after Operation OROW, because that beating kind of hurt, so getting jumped 3-on-1, it puts a lot of things in perspective.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But before we move on to new beginnings, we're actually going to take a small break to hear from our sponsors for today's video, which is Advanced Fitness Center. So we'll be right back.
A lot of people think that you need a fortune to join a gym, but here at Advanced Fitness Center, you get everything you need for $23.99 a month. That means full access to our free weights. Oh, snap. Cardio machines. And overall, it's just a great workout environment, all without breaking the bank. No contracts, no hidden fees, no alarms that goes off when you're lifting too heavy. Just a gym that works for you. So, if you're looking for a place to train that's affordable, AFC is the spot. Come check us out today. I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
All right. So that was a message from our sponsors. And I'm sure you use Advanced Fitness Center sometimes every now and then, don't you?
I actually haven't went out yet, but my intention is to head on out that way. I got no problem making the drive.
Oh man. Uh, so you're currently in like in the Dallas area somewhere? Gotcha. Same. That drive for me is about an hour, hour and a half. So I'm just like,
Hour, yeah. I think with traffic, maybe an hour.
yeah. So I'm just like, man, one day I'll get out there. But now we heard about the first time I saw you. I can't remember the name of that event, but saw you at Operation Oro, and then the next time I would see you is at New Beginnings. You came out ready to confront Deshon, everybody, after Operation Oro, and who else would come out? None other than your two guys, APR, two guys that were on your payroll, ready to take everybody out to help Deshon and OROW Gang with everything that's happening. But when they come out, it seems like everything was going in the opposite direction of what you thought would happen. Now, can you break it down for us, like exactly what was going on there?
Unfortunately for APR, their belief of what it is that happened at Operation Oro and the fact that apparently they were screwed out of the pay that they were supposed to receive for the services they provided that day, that apparently they didn't get that. But that was definitely no mistake from what I'm gathering. But I will correct you in that they weren't on my payroll. There's something that they're not getting and something that Deshon is not going to talk about. And it's the fact that every bit of work that was done or coordinated by me when I was the head of security for OROW Gang was done specifically because he requested it. I don't know how anybody else would think things would work, but let's take WTP, for example. I'm sure that WTP is not a one-man crew. You've probably got other individuals on your team that help you to make the WTP as successful as it is, don't you?
Oh yeah, you met him quite a bit, nephew. He's always there. Probably in your face every now and then, giving you a couple of boos or something. But yeah, you've seen him.
Right. But that would be just a case in point example. It doesn't matter if you've got one person working for you or 20 people working for you. The WTP is your podcast, regardless of what other people may have to say on the matter at the time. It's your podcast, it's your organization. Nobody is going to tell you what to do with your organization or try to one up you without your approval. That's how business works.
Oh yeah, so I'm gonna need to hire him as my lawyer to go against Timu, Better Call Saul over there. Deshon's lawyer. We've seen that guy a couple of times already.
I've seen him, and I've heard what's going on there. And as interesting as it is, don't get me wrong, I've seen what's been going on. One thing that folks in my line of work do not do is speak on legal matters while they're still ongoing.
Oh yeah,
everything will come out in the wash. That much is for sure.
We're hoping, NTW management and board members, or we're working on that. But speaking of management for NTW, in the last few shows, we've seen a small shift, and I want to get your opinion on it.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like the board and then the newly appointed GM, Chris Hill, is slowly trying to take power away from Deshon. Now, you were there. How did Deshon react to everything? And how do you feel how he reacted?
He didn't take to it too kindly. And as confusing as it may seem to some people, I actually would understand his dissent. Regardless of whether or not anybody has an opinion on how something may work, just like I alluded to a second ago, the WTP is your organization. North Texas Wrestling, whether or not any of us like it, is his organization. What he does with it is not for us to judge. You could truthfully like it, you could dislike it, but playing against the system, you could do that, if you want to. You can, but you're going to have to go the brute force route. You're not going to pencil push somebody like Deshon out of the way. It's going to have to be a violent coup, because he will hold on tooth and nail like any business owner would when things get serious.
Very well said. And it really does seem that way, because he's not going out without a fight. We're seeing it all over.
Not.
We're seeing it all over social media. On the NTW Facebook page, their Instagram, also on WTP's Facebook page. He's constantly posting his videos there as well. Because legally they're making me do that. Let's be real there. They're making me allow him to post his videos. And, he's had a couple of messages for NTW fans, NTW talent, everybody. At the end of New Beginnings, we saw a new OROW Gang. And I need to hear, what are you thinking about the new OROW Gang? Because it seems like Deshon just pushed out almost everybody from the old one. Kane Carter, yourself. I mean, how do you feel about that? He's just replacing everybody.
It was what I had suspected, truthfully. And that's that he's going the survival of the fittest route. You are going to help him meet his goals. And if you are not successful, if you do not meet your terms, if you do not put up the results that he expects of you, you can go. And he will find somebody that will do what he wants them to do, plain and simple. So I seeing the new OROW Gang, the only thing in the world that I can do, because anybody knows that I've been having a lot of back and forth words with Jay Knight from the new OROW Gang, or the Evil Twins, or whatever in the world they like to call themselves, or Deshon calls them, or whatever in the world the case may be. I've had a lot of back and forth with him. And if there's any one thing that he's going to listen to me say, it would be this. You may be there now. You may be on top now. You may be doing Deshon's bidding right now. You may think you rule the world. But you better continue your winning ways. You've got to stay on top, because just like every old member of OROW Gang has found out, the second you meet defeat and you no longer meet Deshon's expectations, you are 100% replaceable. And you will be replaced. And in most cases, in specifically my case, it will be a violent replacement.
Man. So, I mean, obviously Deshon's, like you said, finding the best of the best to be part of the new OROW Gang, but I feel like he's just overstepping a lot of you guys that were in OROW Gang. And this month, literally a little over a week from now, you get a chance to prove that. Because at the next event, Battlegrounds, you're actually going to be taking on Tucson Dunn for the inaugural Foot 360 Social Media Championship in a hardcore match. Now, how have you been preparing for this match? And, I mean, are you ready?
I was born ready. So we'll start there. But the answer is, if I'm doing my job the way that I know how my job needs to be done, how it should be done, you cannot out-strategize or out-prepare me for a match. That's literally who I am. The embodiment of tactical wrestling is not some kind of cute slogan that I came up with that makes me sound like I know what I'm doing. I am looking at what is about to go down in a week, and I am thinking about every single possible outcome. And yes, for those of you who may wonder, I even think about the possibility of, what if I walk in there and I'm not good enough? What if I go in there and I make a mistake? What if Tucson capitalizes? What if he brings a better game than I do? Most people don't think that that's something that can happen, and I think it is a catastrophically fatal mistake in judgment. You can always have an off day. So I'm going into Battlegrounds understanding that no decision has been set forward. I'm not walking in there and it's just hands down, I'm walking out of there with that championship. I have a fight on my hands to earn it. That's a plain and simple fact. I don't think anybody would enjoy it if I walk in there and Tucson just didn't show up or laid down and I got the victory, bing, like that. Nobody would like that. Nobody would enjoy that. I don't even think you would broadcast that. There would be no point.
Very true words. Now, part of your plan, like you said it earlier, OROW Gang has a few things up their sleeves. They have the numbers game. Now, I'm assuming right now at the moment, because of your history, there's not a lot of people jumping at the opportunity to help you out. Going into this match, knowing the other member of APR might be lurking around and other members of OROW Gang, is anybody in your corner at the moment?
If they are, they haven't told me about it. So again, that's part of the whole how I'm preparing for this. I know that I'm going to have another vulture circling the ring at the very least while this match is going on. I'm not walking into a one-on-one match at Battlegrounds. On paper, it's a one-on-one match.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is there are two members of APR out there. You mess with one, you got to deal with them both.
Yes, that's true. And, you know, they're making it a hardcore match. I'm not quite sure if this was Deshon's doing or a call from the GM, but that ruling sounds more like leaning towards the favor of Tucson Dunn. Now,
And it may be. But there's one thing that both of us can say on that.
mm-hmm.
I am experienced in hardcore matches. I've had them before. You're going to have people that'll say that I'm the worst at them, or I'm the best at them, or I'm mid at them. That's fine. Everybody's going to have their opinion. Tucson's no stranger to hardcore matches either, as I gather it. So we both have our own experience that we're bringing to that match. That's what's going to be a wild card that I cannot prepare for and nobody can predict. What's going to happen when his experience clashes with mine?
Man. Now, what are you bringing with you? Because, you know, that's a curiosity. I've seen the tactical belt, and, you know, at the beginning of this interview, before we went live and started recording, I saw it laying over there somewhere. Now, is that oh, what's this? He got a few of the toys right there with him. And I think
Ask Ray what this is.
I think one of them says
Or-
Deshon.
You could ask Joey Renegade what this is. As I've actually understood it, Joey Renegade is going to be returning to North Texas Wrestling soon. I saw him make that intention known.
Yes, I've seen
And-
his videos lately.
Despite how serious he and I have went at one another, he doesn't seem like he's against me so much anymore. Mainly because he's looking at where I'm falling on this OROW Gang thing, and from what he's said in his videos, I don't think he likes OROW Gang much more than the rest of the guys in the back do. So if that's the case, then who knows? Maybe Joey makes an early return that I'm not expecting, that he's not talking about, that nobody's planning at Battlegrounds. Maybe that happens. Or maybe I am going to go it alone. But your question of what is this? Once you get hit with this, your eyesight is gone. I'm taking it from you. It's not a toy.
Oof. So there you go. He has that ready for everybody.
These are not toys. They're the real thing. They are cold, hard steel. And they are meant to restrain individuals who become combative, unruly, or physically uncontrollable. I don't have a single problem using these. I will restrain who I feel needs to be restrained. Don't let these get put on you. Because once they get put on you, the only one that's taking them off is me. And once these are on you, you're at my mercy. You don't want to play that game with me. This is one of my favorites. This thing, you know what? I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. This thing hurts like hell.
I can imagine it does, man.
This exists to gather and gain physical compliance. Everybody uses their tools for a different reason, but in my profession, you use these tools to gain compliance. You will do what I tell you to do, one way or the other. If you listen to me, then I don't need these things. But if you don't want to listen to me, these things will make you listen to me.
Man, I hope APR and Deshon's ready for the 27th.
They're not.
They're not. Man, I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that matchup. But before we wrap it up, I have few more questions for you.
Sure.
At Battlegrounds, NTW is introducing the women's division. And I don't know if you met either competitor, La Michoacana or La Muñeca, my bad, La Muñeca, and Aaron Aris. Have you met either one of them or seen them in action before?
I haven't met either of them. I have seen them in action before. Their work speaks for themselves.
How excited are you for the women's division coming to NTW?
It is a absolutely huge opportunity for NTW and for the fans of NTW to see that you don't have to wear a uniform like mine to be able to put out good work.
Oh, yeah. I've seen highlights of both of them. I've spoken to Chris Hill about it, Tex-Mex. Last week we spoke to Jason Bruce and others about this, and it seems like everyone is excited about the women's division and NTW to crown an inaugural women's champion. And I feel like both ladies are going to come out there and put on a great show and a great match. Would you agree with that?
I would. You're only as good as your first impression, and you only get one chance at your first impression. And both of them have that one chance at the same time.
Oh, yeah. Man, I can't wait till the 27th, man. Like, I'm ready for your matchup and I'm ready for that women's matchup, and a lot of, it looks like some returns are happening, some debuts. It's going to be a really good, exciting show, especially the week after WrestleMania. And we got WrestleMania this week. I mean, are you excited for that as well?
Anybody that does what I do should be. And yes, I am.
So I'm going to ask you, Cena or Cody? Who are we going for?
Oh, man. I would have to say John Cena. And it's just, he's got way too much experience. He's got way too much riding on this. Mind you, Cody has a lot riding on this as well. I definitely think that it's going to be a huge match, and it has nothing but the biggest of implications for where WWE is going to go after WrestleMania.
Man.
But this match, everybody's going to have their eyes on it, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
And one thing I'm pretty sure is going to be a thing is, regardless of whether Cena walks out of there with that championship or Cody walks out of there with that championship, I don't think we as fans are going to lose. I think we're in for a real treat at WrestleMania.
I can definitely agree with that. I think that's the first time I've spoken to a fan that actually put it that way. Everyone's so decisive on it, like divided or whatever. Like, oh, John Cena's going to win. No, Cody's going to win. And it's a bunch of crap, but good answer. I like that. But before we finish this all up, where can everybody find you on social media?
So you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and X. I have a Facebook page. That is usually primarily where I'm reachable at. I put the majority of my content out there. If you're looking for what's going on with WTP and my relationship with WTP, you're going to find it there first. So always look for me on those 3 platforms, but specifically Facebook. And that's easiest way to contact me if you're looking to reach out to me.
Oh, yeah. And like he said, you can reach out to him on those platforms, and you can ask him if he's taking bookings around Texas. That's where you'll find him, and he can answer yes or no. But if
you need a little law and order where you do business, there's only one person to call.
L E Cobra.
Exactly.
So this was fun, man. Thank you for joining us today. I really appreciate it. Can't wait to see what you do next week on the 27th at Battlegrounds. If anybody's in the Dallas area, the link or the poster board with the QR code will be at the end of the video, so you can scan it and get your tickets. But until next time,
you're going to want to be at this show.
Oh, yeah.
Not just for me, but for everything that's going on. I'll tell you one thing, regardless of whether I'm involved in everything or I'm not, North Texas Wrestling is firing on all cylinders right now. It is not something that you do not want to be a part of. You've got to be there.
Oh, yeah. And, of course, you're not able to make it because you're out of state or something. I will be streaming it to social media. So until next time, guys, y'all stay safe. God bless and peace.
Looking for a gym that fits your budget and schedule? Well, welcome to Advanced Fitness Center. I'm Chance.
And I'm Jake. And here at AFC, we make fitness affordable and accessible for everyone.
Our memberships start as low as $23.99 a month. And for just $13 more, you can get 24-hour access or unlimited tanning. Because looking good should be as easy as feeling good.
And if you're covered by Renew Active or Silver Sneakers, AFC has you covered as well. We work with select insurance plans to make your fitness journey even more affordable.
New to the gym?
Don't know where to start?
Or maybe you just need that extra push to reach your goals.
We got you. As certified personal trainers, we're here to help and build a workout plan that fits you. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned lifter, we're here to help and guide you every step of the way. Now straighten that back, okay? Come on, you got this. There you go.
AFC is not just a gym, it's a community. That's why we do group classes like morning yoga and Zumbas to keep things fun, fresh, and motivating.
And if you're looking to step in the ring, whether it's pro wrestling, sports entertainment, or just a new challenge, the Advanced Pro Wrestling Training Grounds is where you need to be to take your first steps to becoming a superstar.
So what are you waiting for? Come check out Advanced Fitness Center today.
And give us a call to find out more and start your fitness journey today.